Welcome back to another episode of the Miniature Truth. I'm your only host on the show. I'm going to keep it that way for a long time. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls and children of all ages, good morning, Juniper. It's always a pleasure to see you. We're going to go over the different types of personality traits today, and not the INJF ones, the alpha, beta, delta, gamma, omega, and our favorite, the sigma. But before we get anything, I like to get music to get the blood flowing. So without further ado, let me refresh my Rumble page and make sure it's live, because right now it's in placeholder mode. Come on. And bingo. All right, let's get on with the first song of the day, and I hope you guys enjoy it because you're going to hear it probably later on.
Lover's got humor. She's the giggle at a funeral.
I'm not playing that shit. This is a classic.
On a Sunday afternoon, what I read between the lines.
YouTube, really? Really? Alright. Fuck you. Part 2. Let's get the blood flowing with my jungle love! And they don't like the song either. Alright. Well, YouTube is playing their YouTube stupid games when it comes to music, which is weird because this is from a non-reputable source. Kind of like mine. But fuck you, YouTube. So let's just jump straight in, because why not? Alpha male. What is an alpha male? And what are their traits?
Hey everyone, and welcome to Top Think. Today we're going to learn about 10 signs you're an alpha male. Now, let's begin. Number 1, constructive honesty. The truth can be scary. It's difficult to tell others how you really feel. It's frightening to admit your weaknesses and vulnerabilities because those weaknesses may be used against you. But alpha males have the courage to be honest with others and themselves. When you think about alpha personalities, what do you think about? You may think of leadership, passion, and motivation. You think of strength and charisma. But before you can be confident and courageous, you have to be honest. You have to be honest with who you are, and you have to be honest with the people in your life. Well, just take this situation. You notice your friend has given up on their goals,
Right.
losing sight of their passions, and you may be the
Motivate
only
them.
one who can help them. To help your friend overcome this
Listen,
challenge, you have to
You want
take
your friend to overcome this challenge, you need to provide a purpose, direction, and motivation. 3 very important leadership skills.
a risk. You have to have a difficult conversation with them. In that conversation, you may feel like the bad guy. After all, you're challenging their habits and pushing them toward change. Conversations like these are intimidating and emotionally taxing, but they're incredibly valuable. A single, honest conversation can change the course of your friend's life. Alphas know how powerful honesty can be, so they use the truth to inspire and connect with others. Sometimes their honesty creates conflict. Some people aren't ready to hear what they need to hear. If they're willing to change, honesty builds an even stronger connection between you, turning a friendship into a lifelong bond.
Aggressive and
The same
competitive.
goes for your relationship with yourself. Some people aren't ready for an honest interpretation of their identity, but you are. If honesty is something you value and practice, you may be an alpha male. Number 2, careful reasoning. Do you make rash decisions? Are you
No.
impulsive or temperamental?
Yes.
If you are, you may not have an alpha personality. The term alpha male is commonly associated with angry men forcing their will on others. But there's nothing alpha about anger and impulsivity. The truth is, alphas like you are calm and careful decision makers. You don't make harsh, radical judgments about the world around you. You don't let your emotions control you, and you make decisions that you and the people in your life can be proud
He's
of.
just floating there.
Every decision you make deserves a moment of thought and reflection. Every decision, big and small, can be intentional. But there's a big difference between decisive reasoning and overthinking.
How so?
Anyone can overthink. Anyone
Right.
can cycle through negative patterns,
Especially
reliving
women.
the same hypotheticals again and again. Overthinkers tend to be indecisive and frazzled, but alphas are just the opposite. When you face a difficult choice, you pause, you think, and then you make a firm decision. Why is that?
Don't think.
Because your emotions can immediately cloud your judgment. You get angry, sad, or excited, and those emotions will drive you to make impulsive choices. You rarely make impulsive choices because you give your feelings time to stabilize. You keep your composure. You wait until the dust finally settles, and then, once you can see
Thank you.
clearly, you make
Thank
a
you.
conscious choice and you stick to it. Number 3, personal pride. Few people associate self-care with alpha personalities.
Yeah.
There's a myth that every alpha male is an effortless provider, a natural caretaker of themselves and of others. But it's not effortless at all. It takes a lot of hard work. To
And
look and
dedication.
feel like an alpha male, you need to invest in your personal care. You have to take pride in your appearance,
Facts.
one that will help you develop the confidence and charisma of an
Or you
alpha
just be like, hey,
personality.
just do what you want.
Now, I'm not saying that every alpha is the most athletic or attractive guy in the room, but as an alpha, you have as much confidence as anyone because you've worked hard to improve yourself. You've taken control of your physicality. You present yourself to the world as someone who's proud and intentional. That personal pride is one of the most inspiring traits of an alpha personality, but it doesn't happen automatically. It takes time and effort to look as good as you feel, just like it takes time to feel as good as you look.
Hey.
Most people aren't willing to put in the work, but if you're an
Yep.
alpha male, you take your personal pride very seriously.
Thank you.
Number 4, chasing ambitions. Alpha males dedicate their lives to their goals. They chase their passions with a work ethic that inspires others. But the greatest asset of an alpha male is their courage. Many people are afraid of their own ambitions. They don't know what success looks like.
I
They're
do.
afraid of failure. They think they're not prepared, intelligent, or talented enough to achieve their
Yeah,
dreams.
that's the thing. Like, people are so content with failure in some situations. It's just sad. Um, if you fail, you're supposed to get better from it. The resilience thing. It's like what they say. It's not how hard you wait. Fuck, I can't remember the saying. It'll come back to me.
These doubts create fear, and fear keeps you from accomplishing your goals. Alpha males work every day to overcome their fears. You know that success isn't easy, simple, or risk-free, so fear will always threaten your ambitions. It will always stand in your path, like a wall you have to climb again and again. You could admit defeat. You
No.
could convince yourself that the wall is too high.
It's like the Soldier's Creed. I will never accept defeat. I will never quit. I will never leave a fallen comrade. I will never quit. If you fail, you get your ass up and dust yourself off and do it again until you do it right. Until you fucking achieve what you want to achieve. Whether by hook or by crook sometimes. Sometimes you got to break the rules.
But if you're an alpha male, you don't let fear stand in your way. You're just as scared as everyone else, but you overcome your hurdles anyway. The only way to get rid of fear is to face it.
Yep.
Number
Like
5,
AFK said.
the influencer. Alpha males don't care what people think about them. Sure, they want to make good impressions, they're always conscious of social standards, and they want to surpass expectations. But those expectations never cloud their individual
Really?
identity.
Whose expectations? Society's? Or my own? Or your own. I'm sorry. Not saying that's me. But think about it.
An alpha male shapes their selfhood from the inside out. You're not influenced by the opinions
It
of
all
others.
starts with the core.
Instead, you do the influencing. Other people respect and admire you because you've transformed yourself into someone worth respecting. Number 6,
I'd like to say
uncomfortable
hopefully I
risks.
understand
Do you take risks? Do you throw yourself into uncomfortable situations? Alpha males are always looking for a challenge. They're not afraid to take risks. In fact, they want
Now keep in mind, we're just going over alpha males right now. We'll get to the females and a bunch of the other ones. A lot of these things they're pretty similar, except for some minor detractors that definitely helps to differentiate between all the types.
to take risks. Why is that? Because alphas know how important new experiences can be. They widen your perspective, they give you confidence, they infuse your world with a brand new spectrum of possibilities. If you hide inside your comfort zone, you may be safe and protected. Everything may feel easy and familiar, but you'll never understand what you're truly capable of. I'm willing to bet it's a lot more than you think. If you're an alpha male, you push yourself to
Oh no, the problem is I know exactly what I'm capable of.
challenge yourself more than most. But you don't take those risks to appease or attract other people. You aren't interested in getting attention or satisfying expectations. As an alpha male, you take risks to change your relationship with yourself. You're a bold and adventurous person, and you wouldn't have it any other way. Number 7, social magnets. Do people enjoy spending time with you? Alpha males are social magnets. They attract all kinds of people because they motivate and inspire their social circles. People feel stronger and more passionate around you because you, as an alpha male, represent the type of person they want to be. They want to be as passionate as you are. They want to be as kind and honest as you are. You've worked hard to achieve things that very few people have, and those accomplishments have turned you into a social magnet. Number 8, meaningful silence. Alpha males mean what they say, and they say what they mean. They're intentional with their language, but they also know the power of silence. We've talked about the way alpha males express themselves. They're honest, they speak up, they do what they need to do. But sometimes you're out of your depth. Sometimes you're standing in unknown territory. In moments like these, an alpha will close their mouths and listen. They accept that they don't know everything, and they're willing to learn from the wisdom of others. Now, this may sound backwards to you. We imagine alpha males as stubborn, bull-headed characters who need to hear themselves talk. Actually, real alphas are not argumentative or narrow-minded. They don't talk just to hear the sound of their own voice. They talk when they need to talk, but they also listen when they need to listen. If you're an alpha male, your language and your silence show both pride and humility, strength and empathy. Each word and each pause represents you as an individual, and that gives you a powerful personality. Number 9, habitual change. Alphas have a keen understanding of how they live their lives. They reflect on the habits and routines that govern their mental and physical states. If you're an alpha male, you ask yourself questions like, are my habits helping me? Are my routines making me more productive? What vices are slowing me down? You ask these questions because you want to live the best life that you can. You're observant of the positive habits that fuel you while actively addressing the bad habits that bring you down. You don't have to have everything figured out. No one can live a life that's 100% positive or 100% productive. But as an alpha, you want to improve and grow. If you see something you don't like about yourself, you don't get angry, you don't complain, you make an active effort to change. You form new habits, and little by little, you start to see results. Number 10. Social investments. As an alpha male, you're protective of the people around you.
I am.
If you thought alpha males were selfish or conceited, then think again. Alpha males are some of the most generous and altruistic individuals in the world because they actively invest in the people they care about.
Hey, hit me up on IG. Let's work sometime this week, if that's cool.
When someone needs them, alphas are there to lend them a helping hand. If someone is slipping, alphas will catch them. Alphas know that strength and happiness aren't things you achieve alone, so they treasure their communities and they encourage their loved ones to improve and succeed.
Thanks.
Hey, thank you for watching Top Think, and be sure to subscribe because more incredible content is on the way.
That's just the God damn it. So that's just the alpha male. So we still got alpha females, and then we got beta, delta, gamma, and sigmas. But this should really be interesting because a lot of those early traits, you're like, oh, that sounds like me. Did anybody else get that feeling? No, I did. But then we're going to continue. When a lot of these other personality traits, and you're like, wait a second, that sounds more like I would be. Because before I used to only think there was alphas and betas, and then I learned there was alpha, betas, and sigmas, and then I just found two more. To be honest, because I didn't think there was anything above those three, but there's 6. And like I said, we're going to go over them because we're all going to learn something today. And we're going to learn, hopefully, something about introspecting ourselves and realize, wait a second, that's what I'm doing. How do I do it better? Not necessarily saying you need to change your personality type, but self-improvement. Like, I know where I need to improve on, and I fixed it for the most part. But at the same time, I know I've completed just about everything I wanted to in life. I realize I got more, but, don't dwell on mistakes. Get better. Do better. Mind your own business. Like, what's his face? All right.
How do you define an alpha female? And what makes you an alpha female? Let's get straight into 15 signs you're an alpha female. Make sure you watch until the end, as we've saved one of the most telling traits until last. Number 1. Even when you don't seek attention, it comes to you naturally. In the same way moths are drawn to a flame, you attract people wherever you go. It's impossible to resist your energy, and your enthusiasm is contagious. You rarely feel alone. Whenever you travel solo, you can be assured that someone will be attracted to your charm within minutes of your arrival. You can quickly become friends with most people. You bring social cohesion to a group. You do this by telling jokes, starting conversations, introducing people, settling differences in business, and taking command of the situation. Being alone or starting a conversation isn't a concern for you. Your fearlessness allows you to live an adventurous life. Number 2. You inspire men to be their best version of themselves.
And that's
An alpha female is all about living life to the fullest. Alpha females bring the best out of their partners. Everyone should live a meaningful life and devote themselves to those they care about. To be successful, you need a clear purpose and to act on it every day. Whenever possible, an alpha female will provide a clear purpose in her relationship with the man she loves. This can be achieved by engaging his hero instincts. At the moment, there is a lot of excitement surrounding the concept of the hero instinct. The theory is, for men to biologically feel inspired, they need to care for, and to feel needed by their partner. This hero instinct goes beyond just romance and lovemaking. Relationships must have meaning and purpose in order for them to be fruitful.
What's up, Shauna?
The alpha female will
No,
make
no.
it clear she wants
no,
and
no.
needs him, and he isn't merely an accessory or her best friend. An alpha is comfortable in allowing her man to care for her, as she knows it will trigger these instincts. It's not that she needs a hero to look after her, but she wants to trigger her man to want to be one. Number 3. You get what you desire in life. You're not used to waiting around to get what you want out of life. The best things in life don't usually come to you out of
Probably
nowhere.
not gonna be a
You're
drag.
aware that it's only rely on you for conversation and energy.
God
Your group of friends revolves around you. Leadership comes naturally to you. Your guidance is always
Now I forgot what I was
hard.
gonna say. God damn.
Alpha females are unstoppable when they know what they want, and they will go after it no matter what. Number 4. You've always got it together. Your tax return is already done while
Well,
other
that just took out most of the women. How many of you got it together right now? I mean, we can go back and check streams from the past couple days, chats, talking. We'll see how many of you got it together right now.
people are still sorting through piles of receipts. Call it what you want, being an adult, being responsible, whatever the term, you've got it handled and everybody wonders how you do it. You're hitting home runs every week and you make it look so easy.
There it is. That's what I was going to say.
Number 5.
You guys think it helps alpha females? Do you think it does anything to do with looks? Because it seems like a lot of alpha females are like either boss women or, you know, some attractive, strong-willed woman. But in the end, that's really not true when it comes to alpha females. They can be. Never mind.
Alpha females tend to be naturals in their chosen fields. Alpha females aren't just more competitive and assertive, but also naturally more energetic, resilient, and generally healthier. You have the ability to achieve your potential without burning yourself out in the process.
Bro,
Number 6.
I just had an idea. When these alphas and betas, like, they're gonna make it look like, it's like Republican women versus Democrat women. Look it up. Look at the differences.
You don't let stress hold you back. When you're under pressure or racing against the clock, you will produce some of your best work. You can also work well in a group to deliver on time, but no matter what you do, you're always at the front of the pack. Others will support you in your achievements because they want to watch you succeed,
Now-
be a part of your success and to learn from it.
I've run into women that are alphas until you get them alone, and then they turn very submissive.
Number 7. No one is going to stop you. You won't let negative people stand between you and your goals. You are so focused on being successful that you don't have time for negativity
Yeah, you
from
notice
others.
all but one
In
woman.
truth, you want the same for other people. You want to motivate others to lift themselves up too. You're glad to assist someone who wants
never
to
mind.
better themselves, but you won't let yourself be dragged down by the negative attitudes of others.
Gray eyes are so
Number 8.
crazy.
You are the leader of your friend group. There is no night out for your friends if you're not going to be there. No matter what the situation is, whether it's drinks or dinner, your friends rely on you for conversation and energy. Your group of friends revolves around you. Leadership comes naturally to you. Your guidance is always sought out by people. Female alphas naturally gravitate towards leadership roles. Your friends wouldn't hang out without you, and they would be lost without a friend like you to lend a helping hand. Number 9. You accept the mistakes you make.
Oh, no.
No matter how
That just
successful
canceled every woman in the world out. That's it. Cut, sling, load.
or unsuccessful the
A
outcome
woman
is,
never
you
accepts her
take
mistakes.
responsibility. Despite your confidence in yourself, you do not hide the fact that sometimes you make mistakes. You know that you can learn from your mistakes and you won't hesitate to pull yourself back up and try again. Some people might not be happy with your decisions, but you're so focused on the new decisions you need to make that you won't let others discourage you. Number 10. Toxic people will not be tolerated by you. People who disrespect you have no place in your life. It won't take you long to remove someone who is disrespectful from your social group. You won't tolerate negativity because you value your happiness and the happiness of your friends. Number 11. Nothing intimidates you. You see opportunities where others see threats. You know the path to your goals consists of stepping stones, such as meeting new people, moving to new places, or taking on new jobs. Even when your back's against the wall, you know you can accomplish anything if you put in the work. Alphas are more exposed to personal criticism due to their stance as leaders and because they spend so much time being in the spotlight.
No alpha is responsive to criticism. Get the fuck out of here with that.
It is more common for alphas to engage in emotional, physical, and intellectual confrontation with each other. They have an inbuilt capacity to handle stress and conflict with others. You're an alpha female if you're not worried about things that stress out most other people.
Oh, females. Whoops.
Number 12. You put on a brave face. When faced with danger, frustration, ignorance, or even threats, you find ways to keep your fear in check.
Whoa.
Alpha females possess a unique ability to transform into a person who will move heaven and earth when the situation demands it. The way you safeguard people around you is beyond comparison. It's a clear sign that you are an alpha female if you hold your head high and go straight to things that many would shy away from. Number 13. You have emotional intelligence.
Oh.
The strongest women are not just
Oh.
mentally and physically
Just emotional intelligence. Gotcha.
strong, they are emotionally mature as well. Alpha females do not act aggressively out of selfish motives, as is commonly believed. Their assertiveness comes only when it's needed. A strong alpha female utilizes her sixth sense, her emotional intelligence, in which she can read her own and others' emotions to amplify her ability. It allows her to anticipate when and how to respond appropriately in order to achieve a successful outcome. The bottom line is you anticipate when to maintain your calm, when to show kindness, or when to assert yourself.
This does not
Where
sound
some
like
people
alpha.
might be weak and feel defeated, you know the result you need out of a challenging situation.
Dude,
You'll
watch
control your thoughts and emotions to make sure the job gets done. An effective alpha is someone who knows when it is appropriate to be inclusive, flexible and collaborative, and when it is more appropriate to be direct and assertive. They are the master of their emotions and are not controlled by them. Number 14. You never stop learning. Female alphas are constantly improving themselves. A woman who's immersed in reading a book, rather than her phone, signals someone who's got her life under control. It is easier for women to get better when they take the time to better themselves. They don't leave it to chance or pure luck. While some alpha abilities appear early, most are learned and develop over time. Whether it's learning from the school of hard knocks or studying, the alpha will always make sure they develop new skills to progress in life. Number 15. You will stand your ground in a group of men.
Whoa.
You are not someone who can be looked down on or excluded by men. Even when it's a group of cocky alpha males who also wish to be in the spotlight. Alpha females
Or
won't feel the
competition.
need to stomp their feet and beat their chests to feel dominant, although they will, if the situation arises. Rather, they are able to gain the respect of men in conversation by asserting themselves with ease. Since they must deal with society's expectations of the way women should act, it can be hard for women to display their strength. The majority of women find it difficult to cope with the workplace expectations that they must be considerate, nice, and cooperative. Alpha females often are expected to be considered as leaders and team players. They use their assertiveness and confidence to rise to the top, and they won't let the old boys network stand in their way.
Oh. Yeah, those old boy networks. Are you an alpha? We shall see. Let's continue. What comes after alpha? Beta. Now, I see a lot of things that I don't agree with those alpha traits, because alphas are definitely very competitive, and they always think they're right. They don't take criticism, and they do care what people think about them, believe it or not. Now let's flip the script and go to beta, but we're going to start with beta females.
channel. In the sociosexual hierarchy, a beta female or beta woman comes right behind the alpha female. She is the mom friend who genuinely cares about everyone, is modest, assists everyone in need. She stays in the background to support the alpha. She's the one who has your back no matter what.
So
What are the characteristics of a beta female?
Let me get some more sun.
Number 1, she is sympathetic. Beta ladies are noted for great empathy. They have an extraordinary capacity to perceive and comprehend your emotions. This makes her an extremely sympathetic woman. You may go to her for advice on anything that is bothering you. Number 2, she is flexible. Another wonderful beta female personality feature in a beta woman is adaptability. She is adaptable in all she does, which allows her to simply navigate through problems. Number 3, she is approachable. She may not be talkative or outgoing, but in a social setting, she will be courteous and nice. This is the woman that gets everyone excited and always has a smile on her face. This, however, renders her vulnerable to people who would take advantage of her, so
True.
be wary. Number 4, she is astute. Beta female personality types are noted for their brilliance and viewpoints. She can observe things from numerous angles and provide her own distinct perspective on situations.
No
Beta
problem,
women
Shauna.
are also emotionally intelligent, making her a valuable member of any social group.
I'm not gonna lie, like this morning when I woke up, because I didn't look at anything last night because I was obviously watching something else. And when I woke up, someone was like, I really don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know what I'm gonna talk about, but I did say something introspective. And then I found this, and I looked at about 40 videos. But yeah, see, I'm glad people still get something out of spontaneous shit.
Number 5, she is always willing to help. A beta female will never turn down an opportunity
That's
to
true.
assist others. She goes above and beyond her
Very
comfort
true.
zone to ensure the comfort of her loved ones. That is one of the characteristics that distinguishes her as a loyal and trustworthy individual. Number 6, she believes in love.
It's
A beta
for sure.
female is a hopeless romantic who believes that everyone deserves a happy ending. A beta girl in a relationship will be satisfied with a bouquet since it signifies, to her, that you've been thinking of her. Number 7, she works as a mediator. Beta girls are content with their lives and do not want extra drama. She is the one who wants harmony, and if there is a disagreement or conflict in her circles, she will be the one to serve as a mediator. Number 8, she isn't bothered by taking orders.
Some of you out there ain't the beta female with that specific trait. Like I said, if you're watching this and this is fucking hitting you in your head and hitting you in all your feels, this is where you take that time to get that personal development and get your goals and what you want to do in life. That sounded so fucking cliche, but it's true. And it did it again.
A beta girl does not mind accepting commands and does not seek leadership positions. She is a determined lady who is loyal to her loved ones. She understands that she can be an excellent leader,
Or both.
but
Yeah,
she
like
does
you
not
say that.
pursue leadership roles. Number 9, she is a recluse. A beta girl might be found taking breaks to replenish her social batteries. She likes her company and doesn't see the need in seeking amusement outside of her comfort zone. She enjoys spending time with her loved ones as well as spending time alone. Number 10, she is a passive person. A beta girl might be fairly inactive at work or in social situations since she is not particularly extroverted. She may not mind accepting commands, but her ego prevents her from taking action, making her a passive individual. So, do you consider yourself a beta female? Do you agree with these characteristics of beta females? Please, let me know in the
What do y'all
comments
think?
section.
What's up, girl? My cat. She loves me. And only me, apparently. And she wasn't even mine in the first place. My daughter brought her home and, you're done. So, now looking at that, how do you guys feel? Any of the males from the previous video, any females from this video are like, yeah, that sounds about right. But again, you turn it around and be like, no, that's not right. Obviously, it's for your own observation because my observations are from a different perspective. But from what I see, from what they said, alpha females don't exist. Just the honest truth. Go back and look at one characteristic trait. One. And don't fucking try to take it like, oh, that's not true. You will. Oh, what the fuck was it? You will never admit to being wrong. You may have once or twice in your life, but that's about it. And it was probably before you turned 17. Let's switch to the other gender.
Hey everyone, and welcome to Top Think. Today we're going to learn about 10 obvious signs of a beta male. Now let's begin. Number 1, unclear boundaries. Deep down, a beta male is searching for one thing: approval. He cares about what other people think of him. He works overtime to please everyone in his social circle because beta males rely on their environment to give them confidence and self-esteem. It's common for beta males to prioritize friends, co-workers, and even strangers over themselves. They're people pleasers, so they struggle to set boundaries and they hardly ever say no. You may recognize a beta male going out of their way for someone they just met, but they're not doing favors out of the goodness of their heart. At the end of the day, they're desperate to be liked.
Oh, that's crazy.
Number 2, betas in disguise. Insecure beta males get frustrated with their own personality type. They don't want to be betas, they want to be alphas. They want to stand in the spotlight receiving praise and attention from all the people around them. Because many betas want to be alphas, they imitate alpha personalities. They act like someone the world should respect, admire, and envy. They emphasize their power, their strength, and superiority, but that's not what it means to be an alpha male. These characters are beta males in disguise. Most of the time, you're dealing with someone who's very insecure. They're constantly anxious about their social standing, they don't respect themselves, and they may be questioning their own decisions. But they don't want the world to know how much they're struggling. They want to project an image of confidence and charisma, and that's why betas in disguise
I don't know what you're talking about, Zip. I don't hear anything.
look and act like caricatures. They exaggerate alpha characteristics because they're desperate to be respected. Number 3, fading in the background. Not all beta males are arrogant and self-possessed. In fact, most beta males fade seamlessly into the background. They don't draw attention to themselves. They avoid challenges and risks, and they are frequently overshadowed by dominant personalities. Beta males learn early on that they don't receive the same respect as alpha personalities. They often internalize this inferiority. Beta personalities believe alphas have something they don't.
Confident.
So every time they get an opportunity to shine, they fall apart. Their nerves get the best of them. They worry too much about what people think of them, and they try too hard to be impressive or confident. Unfortunately, these social failures have dire repercussions. If you aren't secure or confident, people won't take you seriously, and many beta males struggle to leave a lasting impression on others because few people respect what they have to say. If you know someone who fades into the background, someone who's used to getting overshadowed, you're dealing with an insecure beta personality. Number 4, external envy. Envy is another quality that many betas share. Beta males struggle to assert their wants and needs, and naturally they become jealous of the people who can. A beta male sees an assertive, dominant, and successful man accomplishing what they cannot. He becomes envious of the attention this man's receiving, and that envy drives our beta male toward the wrong kinds of goals. Beta males frequently fixate on shallow aspirations. They chase vague ideas like money, fame, or power, believing their success will bring them respect and satisfaction. But it won't. Alpha personalities draw confidence from long-term personal goals. They spend time reflecting on what they want. They have a strong sense of their beliefs and values, and because they know themselves, they can pursue the best version of themselves every day. If you want to test whether someone has an alpha or beta personality, ask about their goals.
I've already told you my goal is always been to be better than I was yesterday. It's always been that. And I'm doing it right now by learning about some of these other personalities I didn't even know existed.
If they're focused and ambitious, chasing an honest vision of their future, then you're dealing with a strong and assertive person. If they're more interested in paychecks and power trips, you've got yourself a beta male. Number 5. The friend zone. Everyone has heard about the friend zone. In the friend zone, one person wants to be friends and the other person wants to be something more. But here's the funny thing about the friend zone. It only seems to affect one kind of guy, and that kind of guy is the beta male. Insecure beta males are the only guys you hear complaining about the friend zone. Well, why is that? Well, because they use the friend zone as an excuse for their lack of romantic success. But the root of the problem has nothing to do with friendship. The female population is not conspiring against beta males. Instead, beta males are conspiring against themselves.
That's why we're here. It does go deeper. Because I don't fall into either one of these two categories because I have traits of both. However, from what I've seen, I'm a more dangerous type of personality, though. In a good way.
They're nice, supportive, and respectful, but only because they expect something in return. They invest time and effort into someone they like, believing their hard work will yield a relationship.
The person that said I won't fit that personality trait hates me now for some reason. But Moments Live.
But it rarely does. Submissive personalities like beta males struggle to accept rejection. So instead of thinking, okay, I guess she just doesn't like me, beta males will blame social norms, dating habits, and female biases. They'll lash out and criticize others instead of recognizing their own failures. Pay attention the next time you hear someone complaining about the friend zone. Oftentimes, you found a beta personality. Number 6. Overusing media. Beta personalities struggle to communicate face-to-face. They're nervous, they're insecure, they're fidgety. They try too hard to be cool. You may catch them bragging about finances or shallow achievements. But beta personalities come alive on social media. In virtual environments, they can hide behind their keyboards, typing whatever they want to whoever they want. Many beta males find confidence in anonymity, even if they're nervous and quiet in real life.
Not me. What you see here is what everyone else sees. I don't change for nobody. Like I said, the only person whose opinion matters is yourself.
Now, in some cases, this is a good thing. Some beta personalities can show their true selves without the pressures of a social environment, but it's not always positive. Many beta males dedicate too much time and too much effort to their online personalities. They want the world to see them one way, but in person they're someone completely different. Number 7. Foregoing leadership. Beta males avoid leadership roles. They're notoriously indecisive because they worry too much about making the wrong decisions. Unfortunately, they never develop the instincts of an assertive personality. Instead, they take the back seat. If you ask a beta male why he shies away from leadership roles, he may say something like, "Oh, it's too much pressure," or "I just don't have time." But these are excuses that he uses to avoid taking responsibility. He's afraid of making a mistake. Unlike alpha personalities, beta personalities measure their self-worth by their accomplishments. When they fail, they heavily criticize their own capabilities. They lose faith in themselves. They struggle to persevere through hardship, and they don't learn from their mistakes. These are essential leadership qualities.
We talked about a couple days ago.
So if you know someone who avoids leadership goals, ask them why. If they can't give you a straight answer, you may know everything you need to know. Number 8. Proximity to alpha. Not every beta male is desperate for attention or respect. Some beta males are very confident in who they are. Even though they aren't natural leaders or courageous socialites, they have positive traits that make their personalities unique. The problems we've talked about so far exist because beta males deny their personality type. They're ashamed of who they are, so they try to become something they're not. It's that feeling of inferiority and disrespect that shapes a self-destructive beta personality. But what happens when a beta
Here we
personality
go.
embraces their flaws? In the workplace, for example, you can recognize confident betas by their loyalty. Confident beta males act as partners and sidekicks to dominant personalities. They reinforce the authority of an assertive leader, and they typically benefit from this two-way relationship. While confident betas still shy away from risks, they aren't worried about being number one. They want to step out of the spotlight. They help assertive personalities instead of trying to become one. So if you're looking for a beta male, look at the alpha personalities you know. Most of the time, a strong alpha has a confident beta right by his side. Number 9.
Since we're all from the same community, I don't think in this community there is one single alpha. Not one. To include myself. That is interesting.
Romantic loyalty. Even though beta males struggle to attract romantic attention, confident betas can be great partners in relationships. When they're not motivated by insecurity, beta personalities are thoughtful and caring. They go out of their way to cater to their partners, and they pay close attention to their needs and moods. If you have a beta personality, lean into your strengths. You may not attract as much attention as alpha males, but millions of beta personalities maintain happy and long-lasting relationships. Unfortunately, many others become self-critical and insecure, creating the classic nice guy persona. To recognize a beta male in a relationship, look for a partner who gives more than they take. If they stay true to themselves, any beta male can build a strong relationship alongside a confident partner. Number 10. Negative commonality. Let's talk about one more positive moniker of a beta personality. Beta males are much less intimidating than alpha males. They don't make the same impression when they enter a room. They're less confident, they're less mysterious, but these negative qualities make beta males much more relatable as individuals. Well, just think of it this way. Many people admire dominant personalities for their confidence and self-esteem, but not everyone in the world is an alpha. In fact, most men have a beta personality. They're normal guys who struggle with the usual batch of hang-ups and insecurities. Yes, alphas have more success with women. Yes, they rise faster in the workplace, but beta personalities have more in common with the general population. They're relatable and approachable, and they're easier to understand. In our everyday lives, it's easier to be a beta male than an alpha male, especially if you're confident in your beta personality. Ultimately, that's the deal breaker. Whether you have a beta personality or an alpha personality, don't try to change the way you are. As a beta, it's okay to step out of the spotlight, it's okay to be unsure or afraid of making hard decisions, but you shouldn't let those weaknesses define you. Because you can achieve success in your own way. Every personality type can find personal and professional satisfaction, no matter how dominant or non-dominant you are. Hey, thank you for watching Top Think, and be sure to subscribe.
And that was very interesting because we see a lot of that, but at the same time, we still don't. And I will not retract my statement with the fact that there is no alpha in this community, this little community of ours. And I will stand by that. 100%. All you gotta do is watch streams. You'll see. Alpha traits are definitely not there. Alright, so we've talked a lot about alphas and betas. What I haven't gotten into is there's delta, gamma, sigma personalities. Oh, and omegas. When I was looking for, I couldn't find any videos on the delta female, but I did find this one of the delta male, so we'll just assume that they're very similar. Hey.
You've heard of the alpha male, the beta male, and maybe even the sigma male. But what type of personality are the majority of men, the average Joe? Well, that is a delta male. But what attributes does the delta male have? Are you in fact a delta male? Keep listening as we learn what characteristic features make up the personality of the
this is
majority of
you.
the men out there.
Or at least
Hi, welcome back to the channel. My name is Dr.
great
Aziz. I'm a
picture, right?
psychology graduate of Cambridge University and also a
One
medical
doesn't
doctor.
care.
In this video, we'll be continuing our series on the different
Unhealthy
male
drink.
personality types. First
So,
off, where did the designation of
RFK
delta
Pixel.
male even come from? The answer is the social-sexual hierarchy. According to its creator, Vox Day, social-sexual hierarchy is a system for categorizing how men and boys relate to one another, what you are, how you behave, and what
No.
your natural inclinations are likely to be. Men are divided into 6 ranks or archetypes within the hierarchy. These ranks are alpha, beta, delta, gamma,
You showed us?
omega, and sigma. Every rank has its own distinguishing traits and characteristics, and in this video we're going to specifically examine the delta male archetype. Number 1. Introverted. Because a delta is introverted, this may make them quiet and reserved. While they may appear uninterested, they are actually analyzing things internally. They will speak up when they feel they have something important to say based upon their analysis. In addition, being an introvert also means that deltas can tend to be alone. While they may participate in larger social interactions at times, they will need time afterwards to decompress. More importantly, they may find it hard to make
is this fucking
friends.
microphone fucking up? Is it breaking up or you just can't hear me? Maybe I turned down the gain, so let me see if that works. Let me know if that worked.
This is because, as introverts, they may have difficulty expressing what's going on in their brain. In addition,
work now?
they may not speak up because they do not like to draw attention to themselves. Don't be mistaken, a delta male
That's
knows what he wants, he just doesn't let ego get in the way. Number 2. Average looking or unattractive. The delta male is typically either average looking or below average in terms of physical appearance. Again, we know this. The average Joe, the kind of guy that makes up the majority of the male population, is average looking. Otherwise, they wouldn't be known as average. As much as we like to pretend looks do not play an important part of life, the reality is that they do. The formative years, the school years where self-esteem and
Dude, this
bullying
is
to do with looks
very
can shape
diverse
someone's
color.
self-esteem for the
It's
rest
the
of their
DEI
life. This
color.
invariably can lead to some of the other personality traits attributed to delta males. Number 3. Mysterious or secretive. As mentioned earlier, deltas can be secretive. This tends to be connected to being introverted. Often, deltas have been described as having a wall around them. Actually, this could be attributed to his mistrust of others. He's not going to let his guard down until he knows you better and can trust you. Until
See,
then,
now
he
doesn't
will-
it sound like, wait a second, you guys were thinking that you have beta traits, and now you're seeing this, and like, wait a second, this has more of aligned with how I see. One thing about, trying to read these things and seeing what type of personality you have as opposed for your inside, it also helps when you try to see how others see you, right? You may perceive yourself to be one way in your mind, but that's not the same way you are outside. Let's say, for one instance, no, I'm not going to say that. I'm going to stay out of trouble.
withhold information about himself. Even once he knows you, a delta male may still not share his deepest fears or insecurities. They guard their privacy. Number 4. Low self-esteem. Often, a man becomes a delta over time due to some bad prior experiences, as mentioned previously. They have either been hurt or rejected, so they shut themselves off and keep
Community.
down. This
Deltas. Community. Deltas. Look at it. Number 4 right there fixes it. I'm not sure about number 2, to be honest. Can I say? I'm a 5 at the best. But I'm a damn good 5. Damn good 5.
This may lead a delta to shy away from romantic interests due to fear of rejection. As for work, a delta is not a ladder climber, therefore he will not go after promotions for the same reason. Moreover, a delta does not seek praise. Instead, he takes pride in having accomplished the task. Number 5. No desire to lead. It is not that the delta male has
this
no
is not me.
leadership skills, they just don't have a desire to lead. Because they value getting the job done,
Remember,
they will
what's-
work as
What's
hard
the
as others
purpose
to accomplish
of
the task.
leadership? Is to provide purpose, direction, and motivation to accomplish a goal. That is what a leader does. That are the 3 best qualities. That's the best quality that you can provide in any setting. And that's straight out of the Army manual, that definition.
task. Deltas tend to be secretive, which could be averse to a healthy relationship. Because they have no drive to be praised, their nose to the grind and do the things needed for the team to be successful. In fact, he loves having less responsibility. With decreased responsibility, he can focus more on the things he is actually responsible for. Number 6. Hopeless romantic. Even though a Delta male may not aggressively pursue romantic interests, he still believes that he will find true love. He believes all that hard work would pay off and he will be seen as a great provider and somebody deeply committed. Just do not expect overly romantic gestures. Being introverted works against that. Instead, he will be loyal and reliable. Because he doesn't feel the need to assert himself, he will put his partner first. That's how he will show his romantic side, by being faithful and putting his partner first. Therefore, while they are romantic, it is a quieter display of romance, just like the Delta is a quieter type of male. Number 7. Doesn't have to please alphas. Unlike betas, a Delta doesn't feel the need to please an alpha. Along the same lines, he doesn't feel the need to become an alpha. He's secure in his place in the hierarchy. Whereas an alpha pays close attention to the rules of the game so that they can advance, a Delta does not care about society's rules. A Delta doesn't live to please others. He's a lone wolf.
They're like rules of the game, right? I get it. But sometimes you gotta bend rules. There's other ways around it that make it more efficient. And I can't stand people that just go strictly by the book. Because that means you don't think outside the box. I'm sorry. Not sorry, but that's true in my mind.
In this regard, society's rules are beneficial to him as long as he can get the job done. Number 8. Non-competitive. For the Delta, position does not matter. Often he has resigned himself from his current position. Therefore, they will not...
I think what he meant by not to pleasing alphas is not... you don't need to support them and help them in their mission to feel good about yourself. As maybe. Does that make sense a little bit?
For a higher or better position. Also, being introverted and having low self-esteem will curb any aggressive, competitive nature.
And this statement's always stuck with me ever since I heard it. And to be an effective leader, to be a good NCO is what he said. Listen, to be a good NCO, you need to be a little conniving. And that stuck with me. And that's what's like, he's basically telling me you don't have to follow by the rules to get shit done. And I respect that guy. Even though we butted heads a lot.
Within a Delta. Another reason for Deltas being non-competitive is that they tend to be passive in relation to others. This can be seen in the lack of participation in sporting activities or other competitions. Number 9. Desire or respect. A Delta male desires to be respected for the job that they can do. They take pride in their competence and want to see that competence acknowledged. Any hierarchy that does not respect a Delta for a job well done will need to be reconsidered. Unfortunately, because of low self-esteem, being non-competitive may cause Deltas to be overused by others in the hierarchy, which may lead to resentment. Number 10.
I'm kind of competitive when I want to be. And it sucks because once I get competitive, like I said, I'm gonna fucking win.
Up or down the hierarchy. A Delta's place in the social hierarchy is determined by the Delta. They can move up or down in social status. For example, a Delta male can become a Beta male if he applies himself more. They do not want to stand out at work.
Looking at this,
they want to get the job done and go home. Most often he is content and chooses...
I don't see why people would be considered... Well, I can see why some would be considered betas. But, this one seems more realistic to... I would say 80% of the population. On both sides. That's too high. 65.
Not to promote himself. Unfortunately, because of low self-esteem, a Delta can also slide downwards within the hierarchy. This often happens if the Delta experiences more tragedies. Anyway, what are your thoughts? Do you think that you're a Delta male? Have you moved from one personality type to another? If you haven't...
they're trying to make it sound like personality types are like the gender.
Hey, guys.
You're gender fluid. You go where your personality goes. But no, I don't think that's the way it works. You can move. Yeah, I think you can go back and forth between beta and delta. But ultimately, I think there are no betas now. Not in the community, but in a sense, it makes it look like betas are obsolete because of gammas. Deltas, sorry. It's the next one's gamma. I mean, I said alphas exist in the world, and it's kind of hard to see. Maybe betas do exist, but they're very, very closely related to delta. Oh, I'm competitive short bus. Like I said, sometimes like I'm chill as fuck. Uh, but if I see something I want, like sports, if I go out there and play something, I want to win.
Guys, and welcome back to Blokebox. If you've seen any other Blokebox videos, you'll at this point be well acquainted with the various
So we're going to get into
different
the
male
gamma males.
personalities.
Now this delta, I didn't know about. I knew a little bit now that watching the video. I know nothing about a gamma or a, what's the other one? Omega. It's Omega, right? Because Omega sounds like the Alpha Omega, you know. So you religious people or non-religious people that know what that means.
Personality types, particularly the Sigma
That's
male.
not like
You may already be well acquainted with the more famous of the personality types that make up the hierarchy, such as alpha males and beta males. But in fact, there is far more to it than just that. The spectrum of male behavior is broad, and the hierarchy is home to more types than just alpha and beta, such as delta, omega, and gamma. Gamma males are those who fall fourth in rank in the sociosexual hierarchy, below
Oh, wow.
alphas, betas, and deltas. Sigmas rank outside of the hierarchy. In today's Blokebox video, we're going to be breaking down everything there is to know about the gamma male. From his typical behavior to how you can spot if you or someone else around you might be one. Stay tuned to learn if you qualify as a gamma male. Number 1. The gamma male explained. Before we dive into the traits of a gamma male, let's talk a bit about the term itself. Put lightly, being
Bro, that's
identified as a gamma is
See the
not something
lens on his
most
fucking
men would
glasses.
typically being
Oh, never mind. That's the frame.
identified as a gamma is not something most men would typically want. Gammas are low ranking
I got
on
you,
the
short boss.
sociosexual hierarchy and tend to
Unfortunately,
have a less than impressive track
like I said, I'm
record with
competitive.
women.
Like if
What's important to remember is that while
I lose, I'm gonna look forward to how I get better because I don't want to lose again. And that came really, really prevalent when I was Spartan racing because I went from being like, oh my god, I'm the most out of shape person to I ended up being number 486 in the world before I went to Afghanistan. Just the fact that I even saw my name within the fucking top 1,000, I was excited.
a man's position in the hierarchy is determined by his relationships with others, it is his behavior that creates those relationships.
And unfortunately,
One's position in the hierarchy
I
is not a
couldn't get
God-given
better
trait.
at
It can
that
change and
because the
evolve
next
over
year we had COVID. And no gyms were open. No Spartan races were happening. No mud races. No marathons. Kind of sucked.
time. So don't worry if you find yourself identifying with some or all of the traits that define a gamma male. Recognizing yourself or someone close to you as being a gamma is a perfect opportunity for self-reflection and making valuable changes. After all, life is all about growth and learning. So being a gamma today can serve as the perfect motivation for becoming an alpha or a sigma tomorrow. It's all a matter of behavior and choices. The traits that are typically displayed by gamma males include number 2, high intelligence. To start on a positive note, gammas tend to possess a high degree of intelligence. They are naturally smart people and find it easy to get to grips with
smart,
complex
not me.
concepts. Often their naturally high intelligence will allow them to quickly excel in their chosen
I've learned
field,
that,
and
like,
gammas will become valuable members.
I know there's a definition of smart, and you know sometimes I feel like I don't fall into that. But I feel like the reason I am so intelligent is because I have knowledge. I've like experienced a lot of shit being in a third world country, living in a third world country, growing up in America, growing up on an island. growing up in Germany, war, and like there's still things that I don't know about. Like I've known people that have never even left their state, and I can't fathom they like they're like 40 something years old and they've never left. I mean, I'm not sure if this makes me more well-rounded or just I don't know. It's experiences I think that really do shape you sometimes. Yeah, that's right, short bus. Like I feel like I'm knowledgeable, not necessarily like book smart.
Members of whatever teams they choose to become a part of. Unfortunately, their high intelligence and dedication to their hobbies or profession can often take over the place of a healthy social life, and sometimes lead them to developing poor social skills and suffering from bouts of loneliness. Number 3. They have a high opinion of themselves. One of the most recognizable traits of gamma males is the high regard that they hold themselves in. Rather than face the reality of their low standing in the sociosexual hierarchy of dominance, gammas will often focus on their positive qualities, such as their intelligence, and convince themselves that they are in fact alphas or sigmas. Unfortunately, performing these mental gymnastics only fails to show them where their struggles truly lie, and prevents them from making valuable change and growing out of their position of gamma. Number 4. They follow rather than lead. Even though they like to think of themselves as dominant members of society, in reality, gammas tend to follow a lot more than they lead. In truth,
turning
they are
now.
rather inexperienced when it comes to making the kind of
Fingers out of your
confident
mouth.
executive
Oh my God,
decisions
that's
that a
fucking annoying.
natural leader finds themselves taking on a regular basis. Number 5. They lack social skills. Due to the fact that they kid themselves as to the reality of their social standing and spend more time than they'd like to admit hiding themselves away from the world, gammas tend to possess poor social skills. Despite their delusions, deep down they are aware of this fact, and it often leaves them feeling lonely or frustrated. Number 6. They obsess over the opposite sex. One of the
Like
biggest
simp?
hallmark traits of the gamma is obsessing over the opposite sex. This is in part due to the fact that these men rarely get the opportunity to have a chance with the
Oh, okay,
opposite sex.
that's different.
They tend to idealize the women who show them attention and find themselves becoming lost in a fantasy of who she is, rather than actually get to know her and build a genuine connection. Gammas love to live in a world of fiction that teaches men that the key to a woman's heart is to simply be nice to her. Often they employ this nice guy method.
Maybe occasionally I'll do that be nice guy, but that rarely ever lasts because then they realize I'm just an asshole, and they knew that all along, and that's typically what they were attracted to. Not because I have a beard, but this is way before the times. I had short hair. You guys seen pictures. What up, community cardio? Oh. How dare you? Oh, okay. Whew. It didn't show up on my fucking streaming thing, but good. Okay. I got you. I almost lost it, community. I was going to fucking ban you for like 10 seconds. But you acknowledged me.
Only to end up friend zoned and become incredibly frustrated if the woman of his affections doesn't reciprocate his feelings. Number 7. They see themselves as hopeless romantics. An extension of the gamma's tendency to obsess over the opposite sex is the tendency for them to see themselves as lovable, hopeless romantics. They place themselves above other men who they believe only want women for sex and status, and fail to see them for the rich and beautiful creatures.
What about if you get them for both?
Herein lies the major problem of the gamma male, however. In seeing women as these majestic creatures, gammas are in fact performing the exact kind of objectification they slander other men for. They look at women as vending machines of sorts, that, should you put in enough tokens of kindness, will return you with sex or affection. Gammas possess a toxic idea of romance that fails to acknowledge that women are complex human beings, and might, quite simply, just not be into you. No matter how much praise you shower them with. Number 8. They deny their faults. Gammas are notoriously terrible at admitting their own faults.
Yo, that's like an alpha.
They're experts at performing mental gymnastics that allow them to see themselves as being in the right and everyone else in the wrong. A major component of this is believing that they are in fact alpha males or sigma males, when to the outside they are quite clearly the opposite. Rather than admit their faults, they would rather see themselves as always being in the right and have a major internal ego shield that allows them to always see themselves as the hero in any situation. Number 9. They harbor resentment. As we have seen, there is quite a dissonance in how the Gamma sees himself versus how society around him sees him. While a Gamma believes that he is the
my
most
AC,
intelligent and capable man in a room, he is
Now I
more
know what
often
you're
than
talking
not simply kidding himself. Deep down, a Gamma is usually aware of the fact that he is somewhat delusional, but rather than dedicating himself to changing his Gamma behaviors, he will instead stay put and allow himself to develop a deep yet burning sense of resentment towards the men he wishes he were more like.
People really
Furthermore,
resent
despite
people.
painting the opposite sex as saints and angels, Gamma males tend to harbor resentment for any women that reject them, seeing them as stupid for missing out on
Nah,
what
just
he
go after her
believes
sister.
is a man of high esteem. Number 10. They see life as unfair. All of this dissonance between how a Gamma sees himself and how the world around him sees him leaves Gammas to believe that life is unfair, and for some
Honestly, I've never thought life was unfair. However, I've talked to many people of both sexes who seem to think that exact same thing. And that goes back to a couple episodes when I was going over victim mentality. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but now it makes sense. Maybe you guys are Gammas. If we were going by like singular traits. But you can see people have many traits, and some of them are traits that are put together and just a little bit different, like the betas and gammas, betas and deltas. It's almost like
reason stacked against them. They struggle
the three
to
that I
own
didn't
up
know
and
about
take
are the same
responsibility
thing.
for their faults, and instead place the blame on life being unfair and make everyone but themselves the onus of their suffering. Now, for our final Gamma male trait,
go back to that
we're going
last
to
one.
end on a more positive note. Now, and make every faults act against them. They struggle to own up and take responsibility for their faults, and instead place the blame on life being unfair and make everyone but themselves the onus of their suffering.
Some of y'all need to look inside yourself on that specific one right there. Some of you really need to look inside yourself and try to fix that thing. That right there. But you won't. You won't. That's what gets you the views. Not hating, but that's what gets the views. The fact that you want to blame somebody else for your issues. And it's quite obvious. Ever since I've come into this community, that's all I've seen. Well, no, let me get that. It was a community at one point, a really good one. And then it fell apart, slowly eroding. And it's just like society. Every group is having this situation, these personalities. It's like tribal mentality.
Now, for our final Gamma male traits, we're going to end on a
I
more
wanna go
positive note. But before we get onto that, please take a second to head down and hit the like button if you're enjoying the video so far.
Yeah, I would
It
camp
goes
in
a
a place
long
like
way in helping us to grow. Onto our final positive Gamma male trait. Number 11, they are kind and empathetic. For all their flaws, Gamma males are, at the end of the day, kind and empathetic men. They have a large capacity for care and like to devote their energy towards making others happy. This genuinely good core that lies at the heart of gammas is their key toward growth and becoming more empowered members of society and ascending the ranks of the socio-sexual dominance hierarchy. So, those are the basics of the gamma male. Sound familiar? If you feel that you or someone you know might be a gamma, don't worry.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy too. It's ever since, like I said, the delta, the gammas, and I'm kind of curious about the omegas now, because it looks like these three are literally the same thing. They're the same thing. Oh, sorry, ladies. Didn't mean to forget about you.
Welcome back to Organic Femininity with Dahlia, and today, you know what it is, we're talking about the gamma female, and we're going to be going through this woman's personality, her traits, the things that make a gamma woman a gamma woman. So stay with.
I understand that President Trump got rid of all DEI, but it's a force of habit, guys. It's a force of habit, okay? Trying to fix that, but I'm going off merit, all right? I mean, I'm going off affirmative. You know what?
With me, it's going to be interesting. Okay, we are gonna jump right in. So one of the first actual traits of the gamma female is that she is incredibly independent. Okay, her personality actually revolves around herself. She's always gonna make sure that her needs are met. She's not gonna be reliant on someone else. She's not gonna expect that anyone exterior of her is going to allow her or make it possible for her to accomplish the goals she set for herself. Okay, this woman is so independent that she's comfortable alone. Okay, and this is, although she does enjoy the company of other individuals that are very driven, that will stimulate her mind. This is a woman that does not have time for nonsense, and she's not going to allow herself to be around.
So is the gamma female the strong, independent black woman who don't need no man? I think so. I think we found the gamma.
People that are not progressive, she will not give them the time of day, because it's almost like this is a waste of her energy. So this is something a gamma female does not waste her time with, and she will not allow herself to get consumed by those that are nonsensical. It's not going to happen. Okay, and just like the alpha female, the gamma female is one that knows her value. You do not need to tell her her worth because she knows it. She's self-assured.
We're learning shit that we already knew. And by gamma female, I have narrowed it down. Guys. I'm a gamma female. I'm a strong, independent black woman who don't need no man because I'm a lesbian. Black lesbian. You might as well call me Corinne Jean-Pierre.
She can self-motivate herself, and although this woman is very independent and is aware of her worth and her greatness, she truly does value relationships and like friendships, solid, genuine relationships. But one of the things is she is hesitant. She will not pursue or submit herself to any form of a relationship until she knows for a fact that she has gotten herself together. So all of this she does truly because she wants to make sure that any relationship or even friendship that she allows herself to be a part of is one that she's actually able to give her all to.
This is making it like gamma females are supposed to be God's gift to Earth. That's what I'm getting at. This is exactly the opposite of what the gamma male was. But then again, We know why. I mean, no, we don't know why. Because strong, independent black women who don't need no men, that's pretty much narrows it down.
Committed to that individual that she cares about. And these are the reasons why, she's not going to engage, she's not going to try to build or connect with you too deeply if she doesn't feel like she is right and centered within herself, because then she knows she's going to be giving you subpar aspects of her being. And this is a woman that is a professional, that knows how to get things done. She is goal oriented and she is success driven. So to be a part of any type of relationship, friendship, partnership, and not give her
Cruise
all,
ship.
That's a no-no. It's not going to happen. Won't happen. The next trait we're going to talk about, this woman, my Gamma sister, is so organized, almost meticulous with this. Okay, so one, she loves to live a very comfortable life, and she loves to ensure that all her needs are met. Not some, not most, but all her needs are met. She may, waver with wants a little bit and be more patient, but even those, she's going to ensure that she gets what she wants, but she will always have what she needs. Okay, so this is a person that she believes that work is supposed to fit into her personal and family life,
Like
not the other
influencers.
way around. So she really does value and almost puts on a pedestal just quality relationships of love. Her personal relationships with family, she's not going to put work above those types of relationships and those people, because they really do mean a lot to her. They really do. This is a
Just
woman
contradicting
that
yourself.
always thrives professionally. She always soars to the top. And sometimes, people will not recognize how swiftly she's moving, but she is. This is a real go-getter. And being organized as she is something that actually allows her to be more successful. She will plan out her day. She has schedules going on because she
I'm a
wants
huge, huge fan of black women. However, I can't stand this bitch.
to ensure that, the goal that she set for herself is one that she can actually effectively execute. And in order to do that, she understands that you have to be organized. You can't accomplish something blindly.
You sure as
So
hell
she
can.
puts a lot of effort in making sure that she knows what her next step is, so that it gets her to the next step of where she wants to be. The next trait we're going to discuss is how driven the Gamma female is. Now, this is a woman that is somewhat of a visionary, in the sense that she can actually see what needs to be done now to ensure that her future is reflective of the vision she currently has over her life. And when I'm telling you that unstoppable, she's unstoppable. There's rarely a goal that the Gamma woman sets for herself that isn't accomplished. And if it's not accomplished, it's usually something that after thought, she recognizes is not something she truly desires in her life, which is the only reason why she stopped pursuing it. This is a woman that she doesn't give up. She doesn't give up because, again, she knows her value, and she knows that she needs to invest in herself, and that's exactly what she does. She doesn't falter. She doesn't stop. She's not waiting for anyone else to make an investment in her, because she understands that the greatest investment is the investment she makes into herself. And it's like, you plant a seed and you will see what manifests from that. If you take care of it, you water it, right? So you make the deposit, you reap the benefits, and this is the woman that does this to a T.
You make the deposit and you reap the benefits? Huh? Huh? Wink, wink.
Faithfully. So, she's a woman that she defines what success looks like for her. She's not necessarily going to go according to what society might say is successful. Again, this is a woman that loves to live comfortably. This is a woman that is independent, very organized. This is a woman that knows herself. And in knowing herself, she knows exactly what she needs and what looks like success.
Well, there's no
to
such thing as
her.
a gamma woman
And that's
now.
what she goes after. Her needs, not what everyone else is telling her that she needs. So it's a really strong aspect of her being, because, you know, this is not a woman that you can bulldoze down. This is not a woman that you can say a bunch of sweet nothings to and she's going to receive it. No, she's going to question it. She's going to want to know, because she's no fool.
No
This
fool?
is a successful woman. Okay, and again, her ability to see the bigger picture in things is what makes her a boss lady,
There it
complete
is.
boss lady, because she knows herself. And all right, the next
There it
thing,
is. Gamma women summarized. It's all you should have said.
no surprise, the Gamma woman is a extremely confident woman. Highly confident woman.
Highly confident.
And
But
this
then when they
again is
can't get a
because
guy because of their extremely confident attitude that, you know, they're a strong independent woman. At that point, you know, if you're a strong independent woman, a lot of guys will be like, well, I don't, what do you should need me for? Right? So a lot of us have that, you know, familial instinct to where the man takes care of his family and his woman. But no. She's too independent, guys. She's too independent. But deep inside, we all know that she secretly drinks a bottle of wine every night to help her sleep. Natalie.
she's done so much work on herself to where she knows she can be confident because she's done the work. Again, this is a woman that will not pursue relationships unless she knows that she's good, because she wants to give her all. Being like that is what actually has helped her to be this confident force. This is a woman that, she's very clear on her goals, clear on her future. She knows what she's capable of. She knows what she wants to accomplish. And she's also very self-assured and knows how to deflect conflict. She wants no part of it. And even though this woman is very independent, she's still a woman that does not seek recognition, but values it. She appreciates being recognized for her hard work, and she appreciates being acknowledged for everything that she's done,
Yo, this is
whether it
crazy.
be for work, so her company,
Literally, the end of this stuff, everything she's saying reminds me of one specific woman. That's fucking nuts. Now I'm like listening more and more. But yes, you still drink a bottle of wine every night.
member, for a friend, for a stranger. She just wants a little bit of recognition, just to say, like, thank you for doing this, it helped me so much, or whatnot. But again, it's not something she seeks, but it's something that she appreciates when she does receive it. And she doesn't take for granted, because she does value. She values those types of things, and she values when someone actually takes the initiative to say, hey, I appreciated what you did for me. It made all the difference. She takes those things and carries it with her, and it's something that actually gives her a lot of joy.
A lot of joy.
And adds to her being even more confident in her ability to deliver whatever needs to be delivered.
Literally everywhere I go, I bring a lot of joy. If you know, you know.
It's really interesting with the Gamma female, how she maneuvers, because sometimes people don't know how to take her. And sometimes when you are overly confident or highly confident, it can rustle a few feathers, and people will actually think you are a toxic individual, opposed to thinking you are self-assured.
Oh. 'So, So gammas are toxic? Is that what I heard? Kind of feel like she's saying gammas are toxic.
And this is sometimes how others will receive her confidence is that they will almost see it as something toxic, but that's really not because she's doing anything. She's not a braggadocious woman. She's not someone that will always be in your face, because she's more focused on self and what she wants so she can live comfortably. But people will often receive that level of confidence as almost being conceited and cocky. But this is a woman that delivers her A game all the time. She has the right to be confident in her abilities and just who she is as a woman. She knows what she brings to the table, and no
Not
one has
behind
to tell
closed
her
doors, though.
and can tell her otherwise. It would be a waste of their time, quite frankly. Okay, so another thing is because of how the gamma female conducts herself, she's a natural motivator. And not to say she necessarily takes positions as being a motivational speaker, although you will see gamma females in that position as well. It's just the way in which she maneuvers through life. The way the gamma female moves and the way that she conducts herself, the way that she just does everything, every step of the way, is something that people on the sidelines are always paying attention to. And they're literally almost looking to mirror and model her actions. Now, this, of course, is not everyone, but a gamma female is known for naturally being a motivator, whether she is put in that position or not. Just who she is something that motivates others to go harder, do more, recognize that, keep pushing, because consistency works and hard work does pay off. And just how she is something that actually teaches people that and motivates them often to work equally as hard for themselves, or because they just want to surpass her. These are things that actually happen quite a bit with a gamma female. And she's often very empowered by information. She loves knowledge. She knows that knowledge is power, and she understands that the more she educates herself, she'll be able to utilize more resources that she's learned from to make her life even easier and to ensure that, again, she accomplishes her goals, but smoothly. The gamma female, very similar to the alpha female, is a woman that wants to work smart and not hard. Efficiency matters to her. And, she's about having time with family, having time to herself. So she's not trying to use all her precious energy merely on work. She loves balance, and she needs balance in order to thrive and be as successful as she is. So those are the main traits of the gamma female. She is also a very adventurous woman that welcomes a challenge, because in her eyes, a gamma female is one that often sees a challenge as opportunity. Okay? If I conquer this, these doors may open for me. So let me try to conquer X so I can get through this door. So she doesn't stray away from a challenge. It's something where it's like you challenge her, be prepared, because she's going to come with her A game, hit the ground running. And if you're not prepared, she's leaving dust in your face, quite frankly. So again, that is, pretty much some of the main traits that will...
There you go, gamma women. You know who you are. Especially you. You know who you are. That was kind of weird. Like I said, you look
Ever
at
wondered what an omega female might be?
You look at when, and I really don't want to say this way because it sounds bad. Look at the male, and the male is pretty much looking like it really is the normal everyday Joe, because they tie those three into. But then you get to the gamma female and they're like, boss bitch, yeah, we're like alphas, but we work smarter, right? I don't think that's comparable between male and female. That's fucking strange. So that one was kind of weird, and it probably has nothing to do with skin color, Natalie. But yeah, if that's you, that's you. And we've all seen the boss bitch. They're not all black, right? You got Cash Me Outside Girl, right? You got Lizzo? No? Don't know? All right. Omega. Not the Alpha Omega. The Omega.
Is it a new superhero, a secret agent, or
Really?
perhaps a revolutionary leader? We're about to embark on a journey into the realm of personality types, where the term Omega female has been creating quite a stir. Now, you might be
Hey.
thinking it's all about dominance and submission hierarchies, but that's a common misconception. In reality, the concept of the Omega female is much more nuanced and intriguing. It's all about social dynamics and how individuals interact within their social circles. The Omega female is not a ruler, nor is she a follower. She is an independent entity, marching to the beat of her own drum. The term Omega doesn't indicate a position of
All right.
power or weakness, but rather,
I want you to pay attention. They're independent, marching to the beat of their own drum. Remember that specifically when we get into Sigmas.
it signifies a unique approach to life and relationships. So, intrigued yet? Good, because we're just getting started. Let's unravel the mystery of the Omega female together. Imagine a woman named Sarah who's not your typical alpha or beta
Alright.
personality. She's what we call an Omega female, a term you might not have come across before. Sarah is independent. She's not the kind of person who's constantly seeking validation or approval from others. She's comfortable in her own skin and has a strong sense of self. She doesn't need to be the center of attention to
Yo.
feel fulfilled. Instead, she finds fulfillment in her own pursuits and passions. Sarah's independence isn't about being aloof or detached from the world. It's about living life on
Yo.
her own terms, without
This is almost word for word for word on a Sigma female.
being influenced by societal norms or expectations. It's about making her own choices, even if they're unconventional or against the grain. Sarah is an introvert. She enjoys her own company and prefers a quiet evening at home over a crowded party. She's not antisocial, but she values her solitude and uses it to recharge. She has a small circle of close friends who understand and respect her need for personal space. Being introverted doesn't mean Sarah lacks social skills or avoids interactions. On the contrary, she's an excellent listener and a thoughtful conversationalist. She might not be the life of the party, but she's the one you'd want to have a deep, meaningful conversation with. Sarah is creative. She sees the world in a unique way and isn't afraid to express her thoughts and ideas. Whether it's through painting, writing, or any other form of artistic expression, she thrives on creativity. It's her way of making sense of the world and expressing her inner thoughts and feelings. Sarah's day-to-day life might not seem exciting or glamorous from the outside, but it's filled with moments of introspection, creativity, and personal growth. She might spend her day reading a book, working on a project, or simply enjoying a walk in the park. She doesn't need constant stimulation or excitement to feel content. She finds joy in the simple, quiet moments. Sarah's approach to problem solving is also unique. She doesn't rush into decisions or jump to conclusions. Instead, she takes her time to think things through, considering all perspectives before making a decision. She's not swayed by popular opinion or pressure from others. Her decisions are based on her own understanding and analysis. Sarah's life, as we see, is far from ordinary, just like any other Omega female. Her independence, introverted nature, and creativity might make her seem different or unusual to some. But these are the very traits that make her who she is,
Usual
an
and
Omega
or
female,
aloof.
a woman who's
Aloof.
comfortable being herself,
That's
who
what gonna
values her
sound like when you
solitude
hear the Sigma. That's probably the aloof or whatever the fuck that one was.
and who isn't afraid to think differently. So what makes Sarah, our Omega female, stand out
Thank
in the
you.
crowd? Let's delve into the distinctive traits that define her. Here, we're talking about individuality, non-competitiveness, and self-sufficiency. These are the key characteristics that set Omega females apart from the rest. First and foremost, individuality is the cornerstone of an Omega female's personality. They're not followers or leaders, but simply themselves. They dance to the beat of their own drum, unabashedly embracing their unique quirks and interests. This individuality is not a rebellion, but a celebration of their
What is
true
she
self,
doing out there in the
making
field
them
like
a
that?
beacon of authenticity in a world that
Whoa.
often values conformity. Next up is non-competitiveness. Now, this doesn't mean they lack ambition or drive. Quite the contrary, Omega females are self-driven, but they don't feel the need to compete with others. Rather than striving to outdo their peers, they focus on their
Alright, my
own
help is
growth
trying.
and development. They're not in a race with anyone but themselves, making their journey one of self-discovery and personal achievement. Finally, let's talk about self-sufficiency. Omega females are independent spirits. They don't seek validation or support from others. Instead, they rely on their own abilities and judgment. They're comfortable in their own skin, and they're not afraid to venture out into the world on their own terms. This self-sufficiency extends to their relationships and professional life as well. They're not clingy or dependent, but rather partners who bring their own worth to the table. These traits might seem unconventional, and yes, they're different from societal norms, but they're not flaws or shortcomings. They're the very qualities that make Omega females unique, enabling them to navigate life on their own terms with confidence and grace.
Bro, they're just gonna go on repeat. So this was perfect. So we're gonna listen to the Omega female. We just listened to the Omega female. And I was saying, like, this almost sounds word for word for word of what a Sigma is. And I'm so glad this is next. Let's see its compare, and you tell me if it's the same thing.
Presents the 15 signs of a Sigma female. We have all heard of the Alpha and Beta female, but what about the Sigma female? What do we know about this type of personality? Most people describe Sigma females as independent and free-spirited women who don't like to be tamed. They love to do their own thing in life, regardless of what people think. Unlike most women, the Sigma female prefers to work alone. They are often referred to as the introverted leaders. She might have close friends that are extroverts, but she's really an introvert. Sigma females are misunderstood, and sometimes men fear them. Some men find Sigma female intriguing and mysterious. Regardless, the Sigma female is a strong and independent woman. Now let's dive into 15 key personality traits. The Sigma female possesses number 1. She can be intimidating to men because of her demand for attention and respect. The Sigma female can appear intimidating to some men, while the Alpha female and Sigma female have in common is their level of self-confidence and self-respect. Unlike the Alpha, the Sigma female's confidence is more low-key. She knows how to use her personality to get what she wants in life. She knows exactly when to speak out or when to step back at the right moment. She doesn't allow people to disrespect her, and she'll cut them out of her life if they do turn too. She is loyal. What makes a Sigma a good friend is her ability to stay loyal to the people in her life. She will shower her friends with love and respect no matter what. When her friends really need her, the Sigma female will be there. She loves helping other people. She will use every opportunity to be there for you. If you do something for her, the Sigma will never forget that, and she will try to repay you back 10 times more. If you have a Sigma female in your corner, she will always have your back and will stand up for you. Number 3. They are unique. This trait makes a Sigma female shine in both a positive and a negative light. Her uniqueness makes her irresistible. To most people, she's an independent, free-thinking woman. This makes her exciting because it adds to the mysterious aura she exudes. Conversely, her unique ways can be somewhat annoying to some people. There is a sense of duality with a Sigma female that makes her an extremely unique individual, whether some people like it or not. But before, she never forgets. She does not stand for injustice around her, especially if it's done to her or the people she loves. When the Sigma female gets hurt, she doesn't forget about it easily. The Sigma female will want to retaliate. and will stand up for herself and the ones she loves. She will wait as much as she needs to get back to the people who hurt her. It's important for the Sigma female to feel like justice has been done. She's not a passive bystander in these circumstances. Number 5. She doesn't let people bring her down. The Sigma female is assertive when she needs to be. If you've ever seen a look that could kill, you may have been in the presence of a Sigma. That's why she doesn't let other people influence her or bring her down in any circumstance. In fact, she doesn't really care what other people think of her. She will never abide society's rules or live by its standards. She refuses to conform. She lives her life according to her rules. Only number 6. She is a natural-born leader because of her strength and personality. The Sigma female likes to be the leader of the pack. She feels like with her sense of justice and independence, she can make the right decision objectively. You will often find the Sigma to be the head of her girl tribe. People look up to her and ask her for advice. She has gained the trust and confidence of her people. That is why they love her. Number 7. She likes to shine. Don't let the introvert trait fool you. The Sigma female enjoys attention just like any other girl. She likes to be pampered and enjoys her moments in the spotlight. The Sigma female would love to be the center of attention. In a crowd, she is comfortable and enjoys being in. As she is surrounded by people she does not like, she will retreat back and will become more introverted. 8. The Sigma is not an open book because the Sigma is mysterious. She will most likely keep things to herself, which will make other people wonder even more about her. What does she think about? Who is she? The Sigma will open up slowly to people she likes being around. To gain her confidence, you must take it slow and steady. Introverts are hard to crack, but getting a Sigma to open up is even harder. Number 9. She is independent. The Sigma female is extremely independent. You won't see her chasing around rich man that can afford her a lifestyle she always wanted. Because she is a proud leader, she goes for the things she wants in life. She pampers herself because she works hard for her money. Nothing will stand in the way between her and her goals. The Sigma female doesn't like lazy people. She feels like people need to be more ambitious and to strive to improve themselves in any way. 10. She chooses her partner carefully. The Sigma is well aware of her qualities in what she brings to the table. She will not settle down with just anybody. To be a partner to the Sigma, you need to be similar to her. You need to be an alpha or a Sigma. She will not settle down with anybody who is below her high standards. She knows how important choosing the right partner is, especially for a woman who wants to achieve great things in life. She cares about the character of the people she surrounds herself with. That's why she stays away from anyone who is unmotivated, unambitious, or just drifting. In life No. 11, the Sigma is an expert communicator. The Sigma knows how powerful words can be, and that is why she chooses them wisely. What makes her a great partner and friend is her ability to be clear and expressing what she wants and needs. She will not stay upset with you and give you the silent treatment. She likes to communicate with people and settle differences. She does not like bad blood between the people she loves. The Sigma knows how to maintain long-lasting romantic relationships and friendships, which makes her a great partner and friend for life. Number 12. She likes to get emotionally attached. Unlike alpha females who have a hard time attaching to people emotionally, the Sigma female enjoys emotional attachments. The Sigma circle may be small, but the bonds that the Sigma female creates lasts a lifetime. She enjoys high-quality relationships with the people she loves. She is protective of her small tribe and will do anything for it. 13. She appears cold to people. To the people that don't know the Sigma well, she can appear cold and distant. The need for independence and the inability to conform gives an impression to people that she is uninterested and unapproachable. In fact, she is approachable, interested and personable, but only with her small circle of people she likes and admires. Usually she chooses the people that she wants to deal with. 14. She is intelligent. The Sigma female has a curious mind with a thirst for knowledge. She often possesses a high IQ. She likes to read, watch documentaries, watch educational TV shows and movies. She likes to know about everything and anything in the world. She excels in a broad range of subjects because of her inquisitive trait. Once you start talking to the Sigma, you will notice she can talk about any topic you want. You might even find out something you didn't know. 15. The Sigma female can be sarcastic. Sarcasm is one of Sigma's greatest defense mechanisms. She likes edgy humor that might offend some more delicate individuals. She's often sarcastic and likes nothing more to joke around with the people she likes. She doesn't want to offend people on purpose. But sometimes her humor can be seen as being quite close to the bone by some. All in all, she is a unique individual with strength and honor who doesn't abide to anybody's standard. Now that we have gone through 15 unique traits Sigma
There's
female
a
possess.
video, I don't think I picked it, as to why Sigmas are the most desirable women. Those traits, you're like, hell yeah, well, who wouldn't be? Haven't met, well actually, no, I haven't met a Sigma woman in my life. Now, the Sigma male. Let's listen to the Sigma male. And it's going to be real interesting.
In the world of men, there are those who lead, those who follow, and those who simply go their own way. The latter is the definition of a Sigma male, while Alpha, Beta, and Omega are the most commonly known types of men. Sigma males often fly under the radar. They don't seek attention or validation like Alphas, but they also don't blindly conform and fit into societal norms like Betas. They just do their own thing, and it's often outside of the traditional male hierarchy. So, how do you know if you are a Sigma? Here are 10 must-know characteristics that define this rare breed. Number 1. Mysterious demeanor. The first thing you'll notice about the Sigma male is his mysterious demeanor. He tends to be quiet and reserved, often keeping to himself. He prefers to observe and analyze rather than engage in small talk or seek attention. While some may mistake this for shyness, it's actually a calculated move by Sigma to carefully choose his words and actions. He is highly aware of his surroundings and prefers to remain in control. People can't really figure him out, as he rarely reveals his true thoughts and emotions to others. He just doesn't feel the need to explain himself or seek approval from others, which may seem weird to those who are used to more extroverted personalities. It's like being a human puzzle, always unpredictable and never too easy to solve. This is one of the key traits that make up a Sigma. They are the mystery men, the deep thinkers, and the ones who keep everyone guessing. This is not intentional. They just have a complex thought process that others may not understand easily. Their minds are always ticking, analyzing, and strategizing. This often makes Sigma males stand out from the crowd without even trying to. Number 2. Distrust of hierarchy.
Oh, that's interesting.
This is not about being rebellious or breaking. It's about not blindly following authority or societal norms without questioning their validity. To the idea of hierarchy, or a system where some people are above or below others. He doesn't like the idea of someone being the top dog just because of a title or fancy badge. While he may respect those in positions of authority, Sigma doesn't believe that these titles automatically entitle someone to their undivided loyalty or admiration. He prefers to judge individuals based on their actions and merits rather than their status or position in society. How many times have you seen leaders abuse their power or take advantage of others just because they have a title or position? This is something that Sigma finds hard to swallow, and he often chooses to distance himself from such systems. He simply refuses to blindly follow someone just because he is told to do so. This often puts him at odds with his superiors, who don't like questioning and independent thinking. But for the Sigma man, it's just a natural way of being. Number 3. Selective socializing. Don't mistake it for arrogance, but the Sigma male isn't the type to be the life of every party. His approach to socializing is selective, highly intentional, and focused. It's not that he thinks he's too good for others. He simply values his time and energy and prefers to invest it wisely.
Not so much nomads community. It's more like, I don't know. The only reason I really like playing these is because when people told me this, I was like, there's no fucking way. A lot of this shit is down to the T. So not so much nomads is adaptable. We can be in public, don't like it, and we can also enjoy peace, calm, and a little bit of weed in my backyard.
He doesn't feel the need to be surrounded by a crowd or the constant buzz of social activities. He chooses his social interactions carefully, usually picking quality over quantity. He prefers deeper, meaningful conversations over superficial.
Think about it. Well, for me, interesting content versus drama. I know what sells. I do. And I refuse to bend. Just like the government. Wait a minute.
Chit-chat and genuinely enjoy spending time with like-minded individuals who add value to his life. The Sigma male is also perfectly comfortable in his own company.
Oh shit, I just
indulging in solo activities that provide him with a sense of peace and satisfaction. So if he isn't seen at every social gathering, it doesn't mean he's being arrogant or aloof. He's simply being selective, investing his time and energy in things that truly matter to him. His social radar is finely tuned to seek out interactions that are intellectually stimulating and emotionally fulfilling.
That's
it's
why you're
all
here.
about quality over quantity for these guys. Number 4.
That's funny when you said that. Because when I go back and look at like the total counts on my videos, like many viewers, if I got more than 25, I'm like, fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. 25 people actually listen to me for at least 14 minutes and 30 seconds. But when I go at the very, very end and it shows watch hours compared to like recording hours, that's when I figure like, hey, good. I did good. I did good.
The Sigma man spends a substantial amount of time in his own head, reflecting on his thoughts, feelings, and experiences.
Sorry, not 20 hours.
This
At least I would like to see 3 times the amount of the time of the total video and total watch hours. That's where I'm like, all right, cool. And that's how I like, fuck, I didn't do so well the last episode. So now I got to bump up my game. You know what I mean? Fern?
Introspection is an essential part of who he is. It allows him to contemplate his actions, decisions, and life in general, serving as a tool for personal growth and self-improvement. Now, this trait often gets mistaken for daydreaming. But there's a big difference. Daydreamers are lost in an imaginary world, while the Sigma man is deeply immersed in his own reality. He's not just mindlessly drifting off into space. He's mentally organizing his thoughts, figuring things out, and learning from his past. Sure, he may also be lost in his own world sometimes.
A lot.
But it's not without purpose. It's not about escaping reality, but about understanding it, putting the pieces together, and understanding the hidden patterns. This self-reflective nature also makes him highly adaptable and able to easily handle change and challenges. He's not afraid to step back, assess the situation, and make necessary adjustments. This makes him an excellent problem solver and decision maker. Number 5. Quiet confidence. While many associate
That
confidence
makes
with
sense,
being
Cardia.
loud and assertive, the Sigma male embodies a different type of confidence. Quiet confidence. This is subtle and understated, not needing constant validation or attention from others. Some think that Sigma is shy or insecure because of his quiet demeanor, underestimating him and his abilities. A Sigma knows his worth and doesn't feel the need to prove himself to anyone. He doesn't brag about his achievements or boast about his skills like an alpha male would. He just lets his actions speak for themselves and doesn't seek praise or recognition. This quiet confidence also makes him a natural leader, although he may not actively seek out leadership roles. He leads by example, and others naturally gravitate toward him because of his calm and collected demeanor and natural aura of authority. He prefers to work quietly and efficiently, often surprising others with his competence and skills. This quiet confidence also allows him to handle criticism and rejection gracefully without making a show of it. Number 6. Minimalist lifestyle. The common belief is that minimalism is about deprivation, a life stripped down to the bare essentials.
Not true.
Empty rooms, boring walls, and a lack of possessions. But that's not what minimalism is about. It's about living intentionally, with only the things that add value to your life, free from distractions and clutter. The Sigma man doesn't need a lot to be happy and fulfilled. He values experiences over material possessions, making him a natural minimalist. He's not attached to things and doesn't feel the need to constantly shiny objects to impress others. This minimalistic approach also extends to his relationships. He prefers quality over quantity in all aspects of his life, including friendships and romantic partnerships. This doesn't mean he's not capable or willing to love deeply. He just doesn't see the need for superficial connections that don't add value to his life.
But the
He's
good thing
selective
is,
about who he allows.
like he said, we learn certain people, I gave trust to, which I rarely ever do. And then you learn. You let people erode. And I've been good at that. I've been real good at that. Just, I guess it is what it is. Once you piss me off, you piss me off. I don't hold grudges, but I don't forget.
Into his inner circle, and once you're in, you can count on him for life. Number 7. Loners by choice. Being a loner is not the same as being lonely. While lonely people feel sad and isolated, loners choose to spend some of their time alone. The Sigma male is comfortable with his own company and doesn't need constant social interaction to feel fulfilled. In fact, he often prefers solitude or a small group of close friends over large noisy gatherings. Some people simply can't see themselves doing anything alone, so they assume that being alone must be a miserable experience. There's a saying that goes, you can be alone without feeling lonely, and you can feel lonely in a crowded room. This couldn't be more accurate for Sigma. He's okay with his own thoughts and doesn't need external validation or constant company to feel happy. Of course, he enjoys spending time with friends and
I
loved
don't know
ones,
about it.
but he doesn't cry over a
Magnum
constant
research,
human
right?
interaction. Being comfortable alone allows him to recharge and reflect, making him more in tune with his own needs. Number 8. Nonconformity. This is about marching to the beat of your own drum. It's about making choices that align with your values expected. For the Sigma,
Yeah, it's a Magnum research, not a
nonconformity is
Desert
a
Eagle.
defining trait. They're not afraid to go
They're
against the
similar,
grain.
but one's made cheaper. How much was it running?
And do things differently. These do things just because everyone else is doing it. They question norms, think critically. This doesn't mean they reject authority or rules. They just Don't blindly follow, considering other perspectives. Non-conform, staying true to yourself and your beliefs, even if it may not be popular
Ugly,
or
though.
conventional. This trait, an independent thinker,
Oh, fuck
and
that.
gives him the courage
That's
to take
not worth it.
risks, unconventional paths that others may shy away from. Many Sigma to be their own boss and do things on their terms rather than conforming to the traditional. Non-conformity also makes them open-minded and willing to try new things, leading to unique experiences and adventures. Number 9. Independence.
I used to have a Magnum Research. Dude, that thing, I've put fucking like, and I've never had it. I don't have it anymore, but it never jammed once. The front sight post, which I fixed because it kept moving. That was one of the best. Well, no, I'm gonna say that was probably the third best. The best 1911 I ever owned was a Rock Island Armory.
Independent means being self-sufficient
Shit to act
and not
fucking
relying on others for validation. You have your own beliefs, values, confident in pursuing without needing concurrence from others. Being independent also emotionally, physically, and financially. You stand on your own 2 feet.
Yeah, I
and
know.
Make decisions for yourself.
That's why we
without being
the
influenced.
Desert Eagle actual like I believe is more for the weapon. But Magnum Research is, I think, pretty much, that's like Desert Eagle's the star, and then you have the supporting cast, which I believe the supporting cast 380. It looks like shit.
By others. The Sigma male doesn't like feeling tied down or controlled. He values
If you look
his
at
freedom.
score, that's going to be the same comp, different name. One's made in America. Rock Island typically was formed and founded in the Philippines.
Compromise it for anyone or anything. This doesn't mean he avoids about who he allows into his life. He needs space and autonomy to thrive. Won't give that up easily. Number 10.
That's a weird
Emotionally
word.
Resilient.
That's a real
While some
weird
people-
word of the personality types. I don't think I did. Not even the female.
Explode at the worst times. The Sigma man tries to control, no matter how intense they may be. Sure, he may have and struggle with
Oh my
emotional
god, dude!
expression.
I remember when that XDM first came out. Dude, I was looking for a motherfucker. I found it. Then I read it years later. Kind of guy that does that.
But he doesn't let it rule his life. He's learned to regulate his emotions and remain calm.
I still have an XD.
This emotional resilience also allows him to bounce back
With a
from
4-inch.
setbacks and failures quickly without dwelling on them for too long.
I can't put it on screen.
This doesn't mean he's emotional. He just has a different emotional resilience. Isn't about suppressing feelings or pretending everything is fine. Facing the tough stuff and bouncing back stronger.
What the
It's the
fuck?
ability to adapt and thrive despite the chaos.
Hold on. What just happened? I, I so strange. Huh. All right, looks like we're back. That just happened there. Just video was over. Let me see if I want to videos real quick, because that was a quick overview of the 6 personality types that, you know, most of us only thought there was 2. No. All right. Well, I will put public if you want to see the episodes I did not add, or the episodes I didn't add, because, well, I think there's more for you guys to go watch if you've got. But hope y'all learn something every day. Every day, learn today. I know I did. I learned today. Should have been put into one different personality type. Not those were pretty much the same fucking thing. But that's just my opinion and what I observed. I don't like to tell you how to think. I just wanted you to think, and that was perfect. Perfect example. I think that's what she said.